Monday night. Good to have everybody here with us again. Hope you all had a good past week, and we're getting ready for another one. And we got a little bit to talk about tonight, I think. But first off, I want to let Lone Star step in here and say hi to everybody and let everybody know he's still with us.
Well, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I think some people can see me and others can just hear me. But yeah, I'm still here. And I just want to say hi. Welcome back, everybody. Here for another blessed Monday for all of you that still love Mondays. But if you're here, then you'll love at least this part of Monday.
Well, we hope so.
Right. So there's one thing to look forward to on a Monday.
Well, you have another thing to look forward to today now, too. You can look forward to tomorrow.
Okay.
You know what's going on tomorrow.
Well, it's Taco Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday, and it's also Trump Tuesday.
Yeah, but
it is Trump Tuesday.
But if you watch the news, every day is Trump.
Yeah, you'd think so. The way so many people hate him.
I've been hearing Orange Man bad for the better part of a decade.
Right?
It seems like it's been longer than that. But yeah, it's
like, at least that's what they keep saying.
Well, yeah, this Bragg, he's something else. I'll tell you. This district attorney in New York City. I don't know what he thinks he is or who he thinks he is, but he sure, from what I understand, what I've been able to find out is that everything here is either it's past the limit of prosecution, past time.
Yeah,
it's limitations.
Well, like this was
kicked in on everything.
This was taken care of. I mean, like this was talked about when they first found out about it, in like when 2016,
something like
17,
2015.
With the federal,
it was 20. This was before he was president.
Oh yeah, they started freaking the second he started making his trip down the Golden.
Oh yeah, that's right,
escalator.
because it had the creepy lawyer guy that went to prison.
Yes.
Yeah, Stormy Daniels lawyer. Go figure.
Oh, yeah. This whole thing is just they weren't going to press charges anywhere until Bragg found out that he was when he announced he was running for president again, when he made it official, he started in on this.
Oh yeah. It's like you got
right
to me,
right?
There since when
I'm moving to the woods. Who's with me?
Yeah.
GTFO, everybody. Just drop what you're doing and fucking
just be
leave.
done with it.
We'll take big enough to hold us all. That's
like we're done. Just pop chalks. Fucking leave.
And we're over it.
Well,
we gone.
Well, sure.
I'm about to turn into fucking Heath Ledger from Batman and just watch the world burn. Just sit back and watch the shit go up in flames.
It's not about the money.
Yeah.
It's about the message.
Yeah. Beat Patrick on the hilltop eating popcorn. Ooh, it's pretty.
Yeah. I was asking you before the show here about who this Green was. Well, I guess she's Representative Green.
Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia.
I guess, just before I came to come up to the studio, I was listening to the news and one of the Fox programs. And we were talking to the mayor of New York City on there making a statement. And he flat named her by name and told her that if she didn't behave herself, he actually threatened her.
Oh, they've threatened her for since she first got there.
But
I mean,
just because she went to New York City, and everybody's so worried they're going to have a great big, worse than January 6th.
Oh yeah,
but they can't find anything.
Allegedly,
yeah, they can't find anything on the intelligence.
Well, that's because the FBI weren't there in order to plan it for them.
That's kind of about the size of it, isn't it?
And like this is why it's like, like FBI. If you're at a federal level and a member of law enforcement, I'm sorry, you have to leave. You have to go. There's nothing.
It was
You're
funny.
fucking worthless. Just fucking leave.
But it gets a little bit ridiculous when you see some of this stuff.
Well,
they're so worried about all this crap.
It was proven that they were the ones who helped plan that fucking what was it? The North Dakota governor, like her fucking kidnapping.
South Dakota, wasn't it?
Yeah, like the South Dakota governor.
Yeah.
Their thing for her kidnapping. The FBI fucking planned that shit.
Yeah. Right. Or no, it was Michigan.
Michigan.
It was
Was it
Michigan's
Michigan?
governor.
Oh, the Michigan governor.
Yeah, it was Michigan's
And
governor.
like,
that
they
had
fucking
that
planned
little
that
plot on.
shit and then arrested the people for trying to do it.
Well, she was
Right?
she was probably one of the ones that helped him plan it.
You never know.
Well,
That's the thing. You could say that, and you got a 50-50 shot of being right.
Yeah.
I didn't
Scary
say
as it
I didn't
is.
say for sure. I said that she probably was.
That doesn't
Because-
matter anymore. I
because
mean,
she's-
you could be the world's biggest fucking conspiracy theorist these days, and chances are you're normally probably right these days.
I was because
Like,
the thing
there's-
about that is that a lot of people that they call quote unquote conspiracy theorists, you know, it's
It was just
they're
people
not
that-
really conspiracy theorists because they actually are paying attention to what's going on, and they're only being called conspiracy theorists by people that don't want to have critical thinking for themselves. They
Yeah,
only want to buy what the freaking media is freaking pouring down their throats as gospel. And our friends over at Vet Revolt Radio, they're checking in over here on the Spreaker side.
Yeah.
They said, wasn't that kidnapping a fake to build support?
If it was a fake, how come people were arrested? Like this fake
but
news.
I know what they're talking about. And I mean,
I agree.
originally it was.
Yeah.
That was the original plan behind it.
Originally,
Yeah.
but then they got arrested, and like there was
They probably got a pardon.
there was trials.
well,
they got a pardon.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If this was fake, doesn't matter.
It's
part of the show, man.
It's all part of the show.
Exactly.
No, I'm sorry. No.
And then also what you're talking about, that
Jesse Smollett fucking wannabes.
said individual sitting up on the hill watching the world burn.
Yeah.
It says while eating tacos or nachos.
I'm down for tacos. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, how can
Yeah.
you not be, really?
Yeah, bring your own tacos. Just sit there on the hill and just watch the liberal cities burn.
Like
Well-
Portland? What?
well, it's like they were New York City brag he was going to send down the troops and everything else basically to get.
Oh
to drag
get
Trump
They
Trump
back
put,
up.
up, they put
Trump
up fences and barricades and all that. Cops were freaking put on high alert.
Oh yeah, they were all told
And
They were
to
all
come
told
into work
that hell was
tomorrow.
going
Yeah.
to break loose.
you show up in
well-
uniform tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
but he wanted to send somebody down to get him.
Oh yeah,
And
no, that
and,
wasn't gonna fucking happen.
when DeSantis told him that he wasn't going to do it, be part of any. What do they call that?
It wasn't gonna be part of the extradition. or anything like
Extradition.
that.
That's
Right.
it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, the extradition. He wasn't going to be a part of
See,
that.
what I find funny is that they're trying to with the charges that things are looking at least from what everyone is under the assumption that we're looking at
Well, they won't tell us for sure.
until tomorrow.
Well,
Tomorrow is when the charges are becoming unsealed.
DC's
So
talking
right now
about
there's-
bringing charges against him too.
Well, they can sit there and flap their gums all they freaking want, but right now, as far as everything is looking at the whole Stormy Daniels thing.
Yeah.
And with the falsifying the business
34 counts though.
the business records and everything else,
34
as far as with
of
how the
just-
financials were set up.
of just Stormy. 34,
You know what?
Hey,
dude.
It's
you-
gonna be
that
interesting.
that must be some banging pussy. I'm just saying.
But the problem with it is that the statute of limitations has on both.
Is
Counts.
gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Well-
Here's the thing about it. So he's this federal or not federal, but this county DA is trying to bring up charges both on the state level, and he keeps trying to threaten with the federal.
Yeah.
He doesn't have jurisdiction to be
He-
able to do it federally.
Yeah.
he
well,
doesn't have jurisdiction to do it on the statewide.
when has
Well,
that stopped
he-
a Democrat and a
county-
Democrat supporter from
county
doing fucking
prosecutor.
shit?
What's
I
that?
said, when has that stopped a Democrat from doing shit
The
in
thing is
government
that
where they
he
don't
can-
have the authority to do
They
something?
they can pose charges on a state level. Because
he
he
can't
represented
prosecute
county
him
for the
because he's a
state.
county.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. It's just like a Clackamas County DA, as a prime example, can
you have county
Can't
court,
charge
then you
you-
have state court.
Yes, and they can bring state charges against. you.
yes, they can. They very well can
They,
because
they have
that's
to go
part
through
of
the
that
state
level.
process, but
Yes.
they can go to that
Well, I
level.
know you
They
sure
can
can't do
prosecute for
federal.
state law. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
They can prosecute state law.
Not
They
federal law.
cannot prosecute federal law. It has to be the
Right.
federal government that presses federal charges.
Yeah.
He's trying to press federal charges. He cannot.
I heard
But
today,
even if he could, the statutes of limitations on the felony that they're trying to push it up to
they're wording
is
all
5
this
years.
Shit.
Yeah, I just gotta say, I heard today that the statute of limitations on that is gone.
For the New York State charges, it's 2 years. On
But-
the
and the
federal,
federal is 5
it's
years.
5.
And it's past the 5 years.
Well, they're trying to reword it, and so like he did this, but they're trying to say he did this, and therefore the statute of limitations isn't that because he did this, even though he actually did that. That's what they're doing the political word game with what he's being charged with.
When he became president,
What are they
when he was
talking
voted
about?
in,
So
what
Richie,
time?
Christopher Shea
At
in a
what
cop
time,
car,
when he
allegedly.
became president, did they decide, or he gave up all of his authority at the company, his company, and everything, and turned that over to the younger family?
That was that was shortly after he became president.
Was it before, or was it right? when
No,
he
that was shortly after he
Yeah.
became president because it's not required for him to do.
No.
And like in order to sit in office, it's like just because every other president has done that does not
Yeah.
mean that he has to. It's like his tax returns.
Yeah. What's say, Judge?
Oh, I'm just going through.
He's just waving.
Well, we got. Yeah, there you go.
Hey.
Well, we got Mariah checking in over here on the Facebook side, Miss Kelly Jackson.
Over on the book face. That's what.
Yeah, on the book face. She's checking in on the YouTube side. Richie's checking in.
All right.
That's why I said earlier, hashtag hail to the pimp.
Yeah.
Instead of hail to the chief.
Pay for pay, baby. Pay for pay.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
said I was arrested for shitting in a cop car, allegedly. Then he says, at my swearing in, it's a party, 4-wheel drives included.
Nice.
So, and then he also says, I will make FBI do their jobs. Well, right.
What is their job anymore? Like,
Miss
I
Wendy
don't-
Passmore
I don't
got her
know.
checking in. Mariah's checking in. And then,
Well-
of course, on the Spreaker side, got Vet Revolt Radio checking in. Oh, Kelly's checking in on the Spreaker side, too.
All right.
Nice. She's bouncing back and forth, apparently.
There you go.
So,
Well, it's good to have everybody with us tonight.
right.
Yeah, we've.
I forgot about that concession tent that was selling beer and burgers on January 6th.
Wait, what?
I forgot about that.
Go on.
But like the Vet Revolt Radio, my favorite part about the January 6th storming was while it was being aired on TV, there was a concession tent selling beer, burgers, and hot dogs.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Get your hot dog, storm the Capitol. Get your hot dog. Free bear for Nancy Pelosi's pens.
Oh, I tell you.
Dear Lord God.
My goodness almighty. Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome indeed.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, it's going to be interesting. But no, you talk about 34 counts. Now, here's a question. Because we all know that, it was what, 130 grand?
Yeah,
Is what
Something like
was
that.
paid.
140, I think it was.
130, 140, something like that.
It is in that ballpark of what was paid off to Stormy Daniels. A lot of folks are saying hush. Now, here's a funny thing about it. Let me ask you this. So, aside from the statute of limitations defense, for one, on these charges, if it's going back to that. Two, do you really,
I'm
is
not
it
even
really that far of a stretch with the way that they allegedly wrote it off as a business expense? Because you have to remember, Cohen, his old attorney,
it was his money.
he's the one that initially paid paid the money. Trump's business wound up paying Cohen back. They paid the man back.
No, they paid his fee, and that was part of his fee.
Like that
And
that
when
wasn't
it wasn't
that.
specified that that's what that for. It was just fees that he charged the company.
It was his legal fees.
It was his legal fees.
For taking care of that.
No,
Not
Yes,
just,
because
it wasn't
he's of his
specifically
attorney
for
fees.
that. It was all of his legal fees
All of
that
them.
he paid back. All of it.
that
not-
just so happened
not
to be the
just-
same amount of money.
No, it's
No,
more than
it was way more than
They
that.
paid him a lot more.
Way more than that.
Well,
They-
yeah, because it was to cover the taxes.
that fee
is
was
what it was for.
That fee was kind of included in that payback. It wasn't just for that. It was the taxes
that
covering.
is-
It was all the rest of his legal. It was his legal fee, not the $130,000 that he paid to Stormy Daniels. It wasn't. It was the
Right.
whole.
It was that plus
the whole
whatever
shit that
extra
should've-
was to
But
take
that's
care
what-
of the taxes he would have had to pay
But it was
for
not,
that money coming back to him.
but it was written in as when they got the bill, the company got the bill. It did not specify payback for Stormy Daniels.
And I think it was slightly less than that actual fee, though. It was slightly less than what they paid Stormy Daniels, or like just
Well,
slightly.
anyhow.
It was a number that was comparable, but it wasn't the same number.
well,
And so everybody went, "That's close enough." And then it's like, "Are you fucking shitting me?" And even
well,
even if this was quote unquote hush money,
well,
you know,
yeah, actually,
do you think that Stormy Daniels, okay, very famous porn star, is going to blackmail Donald Trump, a multi-billionaire, with pocket change?
well, she said it didn't happen.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's what I'm getting. It's like
And
That's
and
the funny thing about it is that
150
now.
I
like,
wonder how much.
130 grand. Trump's car doesn't cost that much money.
Yeah,
Are you
well,
fucking
here-
kidding
wait a
me?
minute.
Here's the funny thing about it is that both of them have said already that, oh no, it didn't happen.
That
But yet she turned around and she purged herself on the record.
okay. All right. So both of them said it didn't happen. There was also no Russia collusion, and there was a useless phone call made to Ukraine, and yet somehow Trump's a Russian spy that likes to help.
Oh yeah,
Ukraine.
no, I
Well,
get it. I get what you're saying.
And so like that,
I
Well,
get what you're saying.
truth is no longer a thing in this world. There's how you
Where is-
manipulate the
where is
facts.
Stormy Daniels' attorney right now?
I'm fairly certain he's out of
I
prison
was gonna say,
somewhere.
yeah.
Well, he went.
I was
he
saying
went to
last I
prison.
checked, he went to prison.
Well,
still
I know
there.
he went, but he got out a little bit ago, I think.
No,
Well,
he's still there. Last I
First,
he
saw.
still
I
there?
knew he was still there, but anyhow, I wonder.
I thought he got
Everybody
out
says
for a
that
while.
she got all this money. Want to bet? I'll make you a bet. He got 90% of it,
Oh yeah.
More than likely.
and he's the one that put her up to it.
Well, he's a model citizen.
Yeah, he's the one that tried to get her. He wanted her to come right out, and blackmail him for a whole lot more.
Well, if that doesn't tell you that the Democrats are fucked up, that they wanted that man to run for president.
They talked about it, didn't they?
for a
So,
long time.
Apparently, her porn production company is taking off since that money was supposedly given.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
A porn star's porn career is taking off in this day and age. Get out! No,
What?
really.
So,
Uh,
but no, I guess apparently she has a new one now for this whole ordeal. Gentleman by the name of Clark Brewster. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens with all this. So, and it was Michael Aventi.
Her attorney is married to Alyssa Milano now. What the fuck?
So, well, Michael. So her previous attorney, Michael Aventi, he's definitely in prison because he's in the middle of serving a 14-year sentence.
Yeah,
okay.
So he ain't going anywhere for a little bit.
Roger. All
So
right.
at least her former attorney, I should say.
Well,
Excuse me.
That guy was the one that all the Democrats wanted to run for president.
Yeah.
Oh, it turns out he was
Well,
actually
yeah,
a
Rich, yeah.
turd.
They can send me
know,
all the
it's-
donations they want.
Well, you were just talking about the Russia and all this other stuff. And
Why is it always
You know-
Russia? Russia,
Hey.
Russia.
would you believe Crooked Hillary
Oh, here we
Was-
go.
No,
On
no,
the show
actually,
today- on the show today
I wouldn't believe a word
was
that comes out of
actually-
that cunt's mouth.
her and Pelosi were on a show. On
Was it The
CNN.
View?
No, I don't know. Some
I didn't want a
being
headache,
interviewed
and yet
on
you
some
said
show
that.
with
You said
CNN or
that.
something. Anyhow, the first thing she brought up was because she said was this was just like he was still Russia. It's all him. He really did that, and she will still to this day does not admit that.
So
she paid everybody.
So
to get that
everything
in.
with the Steele, with the Steele dossier,
she says
was,
it's still true.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah,
She's still pushing
Yeah.
it.
there are people to this day
Her
that
and
still
Pelosi
are there.
both.
Like he colluded with Russia.
No, no, he didn't. It was actually
look,
proven to be
look,
the other way around.
The great
Well-
Saint Robert Mueller
That
Remember
guy.
when you all were praising Mueller? Remember how like you guys kissed Mueller's ass even just slightly less than fucking Fauci's? Okay,
Oh.
like
Fauci, you mean?
that's another Democrat trend. They find one fucking like God saint hero to fucking kiss ass or fucking give a blowjob to for a solid year and a half, and then it turns out that dude's actually fucking stupid, and they slowly back away, like, oh no, this is a horrible person. Like, you were just fuck you. And then, like,
You're just hobbling a knob. You're just a little bit.
And then you requote him. You're like, hey, Robert Mueller said Trump didn't do it. Well, his investigation didn't find all the evidence. Like, it was 2 years.
And what's funny is they're talking about bringing him in as a witness for
Millions
this.
Hey, and it cost us taxpayers millions and millions of dollars
Like, are you
for nothing.
kidding me? But no, I just let the world burn. I don't fucking care.
Well, see, it's an old turkey drinking wild turkey, right?
Yeah.
Give me and Pops all the founding documents that we can. We'll preserve them on a hill, light that some bitch on fire. When it's all burned, when
You're
it's all,
talking the
it's all
hill, right?
ashes. Yep. When it's
Okay,
all
just making
ashes,
sure.
when it's all ashes, we'll just come back down. We'll find the ruins of the Capitol and we'll place them back where they're supposed to. Give a proper salute and then go about our daily routine.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, hey, and I heard something else today.
Oh boy.
And
here
I
we
heard
go.
our illustrious president say this on the TV.
What did Brandon say this time?
He wants to take the White House and make it the greenhouse and paint it green.
What?
You heard me.
Ooh, let's paint it digi. Let's paint it digi woodland. Woodland
No.
digis. Yes.
He actually wants to. It's not the White House. He wants to make it the greenhouse.
Or they can
And-
do the Army's freaking urban fucking pattern. What the fuck was that called?
Oh, yeah, that's gone. That's long gone. That is long
We'll
gone.
just paint it like that. We'll paint it like that.
No.
Because he wants to do a stupid fucking pattern. We'll do that.
No, he don't want a pattern. He just wants to paint it green. He wants everything green.
Well, he does like his mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Oh my gosh. the stupidity.
And I heard that. And what is going on here in this country? It's
Robert Mueller could even say there was rampant steroid use in Major League Baseball, right?
Oh my god!
Right. And yes,
Yeah.
Kelly, it did.
it just makes
My all-time favorite thing though with Trump was when Rachel Maddow finally got his tax returns and started crying on TV. That just made my heart melt. I was so happy to see that. Like, and it turns out he paid everything he was supposed to pay.
and then she cried.
And then she started. It looked like she was about like someone kicked a puppy in front of her or something. Like it's just the
it's
sheer
not fair.
pain.
It's not fair. Oh no, because he actually worked the tax code just like the rest of you
Oh yeah.
elitists do.
That was the fucking big thing that was in that debate. Like, and he didn't pay any taxes. Like,
Oh,
like,
and the debate that he
you-
did with Hillary.
did
Yeah.
you actually use this loophole? Well, no shit, I did.
It's just like, yeah, I use it. It's the
It's
same
like, I
way. You
use it.
use
Say,
it.
well, you use it. You use it. You use it. I know you use Soros uses it. Like,
Why
of course-
wouldn't I
Of course
use
I
it?
use it.
Why wouldn't I use it?
Like everyone kind of went, "You fucking said it."
He said it. We all thought about it. He said it.
All I can say is we got to get things turned around because they're destroying our country.
I
And
honestly,
I just honestly makes me wonder sometimes why I spent all my time or my years fighting to protect everything, the United States or our country, for what we all believed in our Constitution, and all of my brothers and sisters that died doing it,
Right.
and even past that,
I hate to break it to you, Don,
And-
but
it's
it ain't gonna. It's like
got to turn around.
Don't break his heart, man.
don't
break his
I
heart.
gotta be honest
It's already
with him.
broke.
I
It's
gotta be
already
honest
broke.
with him. I'm not gonna lie to him.
Okay, well, don't break his spirit, okay?
Why didn't you do a better job, you young punks?
Oh, Oh,
supposed to
Pops
stop all
just
this
called
stuff.
everybody out. He just
Maybe if half of your generation was better teachers and actually
They
went
did.
to Nom instead of
Oh,
They
actually
did.
running
here-
off in
here
Hey,
there.
we
you got to
go.
remember, I'm 2 generations back.
I know all of my teachers were your age.
Yeah.
They weren't my age.
No, they were not.
There was no
Yeah,
10-year-olds teaching 10-year-olds in the class. Like I said a couple of shows ago, there was no 20-year-old professor of mine that was in Da Nang. I'm sorry, they didn't exist.
A 20-year-old professor of yours was in Da Nang.
No, those don't exist. Those don't exist,
No.
John. Because when I was going to college, there was no 20-year-old professor
would
that
not
served in
think
Da
so.
Nang.
No, there would not be any of them that served in Da Nang.
So that's not a thing. All of my professors were your age. And so those were all the hippie little communists that were
Yeah.
at Berkeley talking about free speech that want to fucking
You're-
kill free
you're
speech
telling
today.
me that all your professors were 70 years old.
Ish, yeah. All of them.
Damn.
We're in their late 50s to early 70s. One of them was in her 80s.
Where did you go?
I went to a couple of different colleges. I went to South Puget Sound Community College for my AA.
Okay.
And then went to Western Washington University up there in Bellingham. And yeah, that was where I had an 80-year-old professor. That was
How many years ago was that?
that was in 2000. When was I in Bellingham? That was 2007 to 2008.
All right.
And so yeah, they were in their late 50s, and one of them when I was in Bellingham was in her early 80s.
Wow. You had some like retirees.
Yeah,
Freaking-
her sole reason for being there, she was barely even getting paid. She was there just because she liked teaching. That was why that was her hobby, pretty much.
Good Lord, man. At least I can say when I was going to college, because I just went locally. I went to Heald, but went all the way up until when they shut down for their little fiasco.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Parent Branch down in California. I was 2 terms away from being done with my associates there. They said,
California.
"Clunk, we're closing the doors. You son of."
Yep.
But then I finished out or they're Pioneer Pacific. So, but at least I had what I think I had like 2 instructors that were up there closer to Pops's age.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of them were actually like, in their late 40s. I even had some that were actually around my age.
Nope.
So,
Not one of mine was. Not one. They were all like 2 generations ahead of me.
Richie wants to know, did Jesus teach history?
No, his name was not Jesus, but he was Hispanic.
Oh,
Got to keep in mind up there at Western Washington University, up there at Bellingham, the central point of that campus is called Red Square.
Yeah.
And I'm not shitting you.
Ooh, all right. Yeah. My
I thought
goodness.
maybe she was teaching all about the Mexican-American War.
No, well, the 80-year-old was actually a sociology professor. So she was in that department.
What,
But,
teaching
yeah.
about the Mexican American War because she was a nurse there, or sorry, what?
No, she was the camp girl that Teddy Roosevelt was around.
So Grandpa Lon would have
Yeah,
known her
there you
then.
go.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Cool.
But yeah, but no, that all pretty much there were some young professors at that university, but none of mine were below the age of 50. None.
Wow.
Well, that's 17 years younger than I was in 2007. I was 67 and retired for 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay.
I didn't go to college until later on. I didn't go until what, 2013? No, 2014 is why.
2014.
Yeah, 2014 is why I started.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I went right after regular high school in 2004 and did 3 years to get my AA degree, and then paid for that out of fucking pocket. That was full-time work and full-time
See,
pay.
okay, so
But,
there's a comment that popped up here. Wendy dropped it in here. She said, teachers don't get paid enough. I will have to respectfully agree to disagree on this statement, because a lot of it, if you're talking like
and define that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to teachers, whether they get paid enough or not, the problem with if you are a teacher working in the education system, and this is my biggest rant here, is that if you're a teacher working in the education system, your job is to educate our young people. It is not to indoctrinate.
Exactly.
It is not to push forward your feelings or your agenda or what you think should be somebody's feelings
Holy fuck.
or things of that nature.
The average public school teacher salary in Oregon is $55,802 as of January 26, 2023. But the range typically falls between $46,600 and $68,050. That's $68,050 is $30,000 more than what I used to make.
Yeah. And here's the thing about it. They only work, what, 9.5 months out of the year?
Well,
I
I don't know about now. You there for a while. They had to during their summer span when they were off from teaching.
Like
Yeah.
there's
They had to go to
seminars.
school.
There's
They had
seminars.
to
There's
go-
Oh, yeah,
schools,
I
there's-
get there's seminars and things
They-
like that, but how
no.
long are those for? A
Some
couple
of them were all
days.
summer.
Yeah, some of them can be all summer long, and like you have to go and you have to
Updating
do these
their-
classes
But
update
more
this and
often than
update
not,
this.
you're run of the mill teacher.
Well-
and why I say run of the mill is like your
Even then.
average second grade, elementary school teacher.
Is he?
It's not going to be spending her entire or his entire summer at a freaking seminar.
no, but
I can remember
but
my high
even-
school teachers. They worked. They taught all during the school year,
Yeah,
and then they went to work as soon as they got off.
yeah,
they
Now,
went
I'm
and
talking
found
about
other
one of my
work.
school teachers. He taught two different classes.
Right.
What was it? Shop and stuff like that.
uh-huh.
Then
Okay.
he was a football coach,
Okay.
so he did all those things.
Well, yeah, camps and, everything
but
else.
when he got done,
late in the summer.
when he went when he
Well,
in
forgot
those days you
training
didn't
camp.
have late camp or camps like that. In my day, you didn't.
They
have that.
didn't have training camps back then.
No,
I would probably beg to differ.
No,
Yeah, their program was shit.
he
then.
was the teachers, the school coach and stuff. You know what he did for summertime? He worked in the woods lumbering.
Yeah,
He worked in timber.
and
Okay.
like and
All right,
and
but the point. Okay, so you guys are just reiterating my point.
Yeah,
The
that's what I'm
point
saying.
of the point of the fact. Well, no, that is not what you were saying, because here a little bit ago, you guys are trying to say, well, they're doing this, they're doing that. The point I'm trying to drive home, they are not just doing that one job, that one specific job of in the classroom teaching all year long.
I get that.
No,
That is the point I am trying to make.
okay,
That you guys are going off.
No,
no,
no.
we
I'm
we
telling
totally
you what,
get that.
that this coach had to do all those and then had to work on a summer job because he had a family.
Like,
Yes, because they have to supplement the income
Right.
that they are not getting for those summer. I get that.
but
But here's the thing. They are making, like he just said, for guys like at my regular job, I only make about 44,000 a year.
yeah. So if you bump that
That's
up, if
all year long.
and
yeah, that's working.
And these teachers are only working what, again, just at this one
Well,
job.
yeah,
The one job,
we get
well,
that.
not anything
We
else.
get it.
They're
We
making
get it.
almost $70,000 for 9.5 months.
But
Yeah.
wait a minute, they don't work the whole 9.5 months.
I know, Don. I know, but they're still
They're
getting
still
that.
getting overpaid.
Yeah, that would be what
for,
that is.
for what the product is that is getting
Well-
put out now.
Oh,
For the product, the students that they're putting through the education system, that they are putting through now, they are getting overpaid, in my opinion,
well, I don't disagree with you one bit.
because of the simple fact that most teachers, not all,
Most.
but at least in the public education system, you take out private charter schools and things like that, where they have a little bit more traditional view of education,
Right.
where they actually focus on reading, writing, arithmetic, life skills, things like
Well-
that. In the public education system, they indoctrinate, they don't educate, and they don't put out a product. They don't hold students to a particular standard as well as what they should for what they're earning.
Well,
I'm sorry, if you're paying me $70,000 a year, I should be, I should be putting out freaking
the kids
students that could freaking have no problems performing at the next grade, if not the next grade above that.
Yeah, the kids you're teaching, if you're getting that kind of money, the kids you're teaching, and by the time they graduate from high school, and I don't even call it graduation anymore, it's just okay, you're done. If they can't come out of there and add 2 and 2, or do decimals to fractions and fractions to decimals in their head,
right?
Then them school teachers didn't do their goddamn job because they don't know it themselves.
Agreed.
Well, they don't,
And
because
I proved it.
Well, they perhaps they don't anymore, because no child gets left behind. Period.
Well, you know what? Then why should I have to do their job like I did when the people come to work for us, and I'm their boss, and they can't do the job because they didn't learn how to add and do math. They didn't learn how to read.
Right. And
how?
And VRR.
Why should I have to do their job and still pay them that kind of wage?
Yeah, VRR freaking nailed it. It says they teach to the test, not to just teach.
Yeah.
Common Core has ruined everything.
Yeah. They don't teach you how to think. They teach you how to pass a test. And even then, in order to pass a test, you only need like a D- now on your test to pass it. You don't even need.
What are you talking about?
You don't need to do it.
They don't even give you a grade anymore.
That's what I'm trying to say there, Pops.
It's either a pass or a fail.
Like you. Well, even a failure is still a pass to these people.
There's
like there's math teachers out there that say, okay, let me see how you did your work. Oh, okay, your work is 18 pages long. It's only 4 + 4, but somehow you got 5. Therefore, but you showed all this impressive math work. I'm going to give you credit.
Right.
For what?
Right.
Well, they do not prepare. They don't prepare these kids to go out and get a job or work or do
their. But you can't.
And that's what schools are supposed to be for, to teach you go out to when you become a graduate of high school or whatever, you're supposed to be able to go out and
at least survive in the world,
in the public, and get by and learn and do. You got to be able to think.
And they don't teach kids to think anymore. They teach kids to group think. They don't teach them to have an individual thought or an individual process.
Well, how are they going to support themselves?
They're not. Don, the government is. That's the whole point.
That's what they want.
That's the whole fucking point.
That's this whole woke shit.
That's what they're trying to do. They aren't they aren't teaching people to go out and live and thrive and survive. They're teaching people to go, yes, please, Mr. Government, we will worship at your feet. And that's what, please hit me with the whip, sir. That's what the government is teaching you to do right now.
Right. So over here on the video feed right now, so Richie chimes in on the YouTube side. Say, here's a question. Should we make all schools do a federal standard or stay with the state's policies? As in work with, have the states have the state and their curriculum and things like that. Or should we have a federal standard within Department of Education?
Well, if you're going to go federal standard and get rid of state standard shit, then that's going to be reading, writing, arithmetic, history. Will be, here's the book, read it. You will not get to interpret what they mean. You will get to say, hey, there was a war fought in 1812, period. End of discussion.
Right. No, and Richie says, well, not all states are equal. And that's true.
Well, see, that's my point. I was going to get out here. If you let me in for a second. Yeah. The states have to be in control because they know the people that live there in the counties and communities.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that have to have control of what their school boards are, how their curriculum is going.
I would say yes and no to that.
If you got it under now, I don't say you shouldn't have under federal law. You shouldn't have some kind of goals or something where these states have to reach those goals before they graduate these kids.
I would say that I would say at the federal level for schools, is absolutely. Now, state laws, on the other hand, the states govern the states, but the federal government, like the schooling is for the students
But-
because California's schooling, Oregon's freaking schools are
Well-
going to be very different than, let's say,
Well, different
Ohio's.
different communities, your schools are different.
Well, it's different
And
communities,
they're run
sure,
by the-
but
but they're run by the school.
in one
boards.
community, you're going to have freaking trans people doing lap dances on 8th graders, and in another one, you're going to have that's a no-no, that's bad. And so, which one? And one of them, like in California, they have a lot more voting power than, say, Rhode Island. A lot more. Like, how many people sit in the House of Representatives that represent
they're
California?
losing that fast.
Not fast enough.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
Millions of people
They've
are
only-
moving out of California.
Well, they've only
as fast
dropped
as they
one
can.
electoral vote.
Yeah, one. I think they have what, 44?
We just talked about this the other night. I
Yeah.
think it was, what was it, 50?
Yeah, like they have over 50
55?
now. Yeah. Oh, they
They've
lost
had
one.
over 50.
It's like they lost one. Ooh.
Right. Which is funny. Talk about the education system. Revolt Radio chimes in on the Spreaker side. It says, we need Sam Kinison back to teach. And then, and then also in a state of Texas, they don't even teach a state history, yet alone the damn Alamo.
They don't
And-
teach the Alamo in fucking Texas.
All right. Well, guess what, guys? Hang on. We got a
Yeah.
phone call.
Oh
coming in.
Lord, who was dumb?
You're on the air. What's happening?
Hey, what's up, brother? I just want to say, what I meant by that is this: the federal government set the criteria. Okay, each state can govern it, but the federal government set the criteria. Everybody has to learn the same exact shit. Okay,
Right.
That's kind of what
The
we're saying.
Hillbillies learn
Yeah.
how to make moonshine. These guys over here, make crackers. Everybody knows how to make You see what I'm saying? That way, there's no discrepancy. The federal government has the power to hold teachers accountable, but the states, because right now states have control, but not all these school boards are elected. These school boards are put in there by people, and they're not being held accountable.
Yeah.
And you got porn in libraries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got some kids in some states that are dumber than bricks. Okay, they don't even know how to sign their name anymore.
That's an insult to most bricks.
There's a standard that everybody's got to meet. Because I mean, if you look, United States is like 25th in education
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, we're idiots compared to other
We're
countries.
getting worse all the time.
That's what I'm thinking about that. Because the states right now running like Missouri here, they're in charge, but not each school is putting up the same information. Some school, like the school district that I live in right now, is an accelerated school. Okay, and a lot of these kids go to college. The town right next to me is a small town. A lot of those kids don't. They go straight into the tractor and plow. Okay, they plow fields. They're not given a fair amount of opportunity. Money is a big thing. Big driving force always is money. So I was thinking maybe a federal government-based criteria, and everybody is supposed to conform to that.
Well, that's kind of what we all been shooting for, I think. But I don't think I hope it happens, but I don't see it.
Yeah, no, and I would love if there was a set basic curriculum for people to follow. The school needs to be boring when it comes to books.
Well,
But if you make schools boring in the classrooms, then you can have enough money to throw in like shop, auto shop, freaking electrical courses,
Stuff with
maybe
actual life
Just,
skills.
music. Bring back music to schools.
I would just be happy. I would just be happy if the kids, when they got, when they got a,
something like that, schools no longer have shop class,
Yeah,
and they no longer have home ec. Okay,
no
Like,
home
you
ec.
people can't even make a grilled cheese sandwich. They can't build a deck because they're too damn dumb. Can't read tape measure. Okay,
well,
Right.
mechanics. My son came out of high school. One of my sons, he went in the mechanic field. Okay, I had him read a tape measure at 10 years old, so it wasn't no shock to him, and it educated him on the ladder quicker than everybody else. But people don't know what a 9/16 is. They don't know what the comparative of it is in millimeter, for example. Okay, well, if you're a mechanic, that's something you should know. You should know it's quick muscle memory, and we're not being taught that. Our kids are taught now to,
Well-
get mad at certain flags, and teachers, want to bring their political views into things, and nobody asks that teacher. Look, I'm asking you to teach my child. That's all I'm asking you to do.
yes,
I'm worried about his upbringing, his political future.
There needs to be that federal standard, and parents need utter transparency when it comes to schools.
Yeah,
I mean, like
it's
complete,
fault.
total
It-
transparency.
Yeah. I would be happy if kids would get out of school that they knew enough math that they could tell you that if I got a quarter inch, that's 250 thousandths. But they can't do that.
No.
And they can't tell, even the teachers that are teaching them can't do that. Because I asked one of my grandson's teachers one time several years ago here that very question, and he couldn't answer it without his calculator. Now, what the hell good is that kind of a teacher? They're not teaching our kids nothing.
Here's one for you. It's gonna shock you. My ex daughter-in-law, she had an IQ about a 140. She was very smart, but she was so smart she was stupid, right? She argued me one day. Said it's 3 heads on Mount Rushmore.
What?
She said there was 3 heads on Mount Rushmore. She argued the point, wanted to swing on me because I told her no, there's 4 heads on Mount Rushmore. I even named all the presidents, right? She said no, there's only 3 heads on Mount Rushmore. Okay. I don't know where you went to school at, but
What was
No.
what was
Which
her
one?
reasoning for the number 3? Why did
she
she?
said that's what she was taught. Her teacher never lied.
Okay.
Who'd they leave out?
I said, yeah.
Does
okay,
it
that-
matter? I mean,
I wouldn't- wouldn't
even
want to
even if a kid looked at the mountain and went, "Hey, there's 4 heads. I don't know who any of them are, but I know there's 4."
I mean,
Like
that
you can
logic-
still count.
That's the same logic as saying, I would have went to jail this time if my lawyer was any good. But how about if I don't commit a crime? I don't go to jail. I mean, it's the same logic.
Right?
But man, hey, I appreciate you taking my call, man. You guys get off. I'll get off here and listen some more. You guys are awesome. You guys take care.
All right. Appreciate it,
Thanks a lot.
Richie.
Thanks
See
for
you
the call.
later.
Yep, say it one more time, Richie.
Pimp 2024.
There you go.
Camp 2024.
Richie Redneck Pimp, everybody.
God, I want to see
Called
that all
in.
over the internet here soon.
Which, by the way, Richie, I didn't get a chance to tell you on the phone, but Vet Revolt Radio commented in also. It says, "Pimp for president. Tell Richie my wife is working on 4 different styles of his t-shirts."
Yes.
So, there you go. We got some other comments coming in. Kelly, you know what else sucks at public schools? You do all this talking about we don't allow bullying, and bullying is not tolerated, but when it's brought to a teacher's attention or someone's attention, it's pushed to the side. And you're right, we're not taught to think by ourselves. We all have to work in groups, and by the time I got to sophomore year of high school, had no idea how to apply for a job or how to file my taxes. See, that's one example right there. When you talk about music,
Damn it.
talk about the music stuff, the government stole the flutes.
Yeah, they fucking did. They got rid of band. They got rid of orchestra. They got rid of music, art, freaking
Right.
shop. So not only can the kids not doodle something on a piece of fucking paper,
Right.
they can't hammer a nail into a piece of fucking wood.
Right.
Like, are
Dean
you
Cerny-
kidding me?
Yeah, Dean Cerny chimes in as well. It says, my math teacher used to say, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket all the time. Last in Samsung S22.
Yeah, that conversation went the way of the dodo as soon as they invented the calculator watch.
Oh. By the way, so we all know about this new freaking we know about the new Bud Light commercial, right?
I
Oh,
saw that
fuck.
today.
Fuck.
Comment of the night, Mr. Dean Cerny over on the YouTube side. Bud Light is now known as tranny fluid.
Yeah.
It was already bitch drink. Now you fucking have to do that.
Oh,
Now you can. Now it's not
Hey,
even that.
I
Now
hate-
it's not. It's fucking straight up.
You know what? You got Anheuser-Busch to thank for that one.
yeah.
Anheuser-Busch. Thank you.
Go away.
Thank you.
Just make that beer go away, everybody. Just make it go away. It's done. Just go away.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
you think beer people would knock that, especially the beer that a lot of people drink, and it's a lot of normal people that do this.
Which, by the way, speaking of normal and beer,
My head hurts.
right? If you haven't had a chance to, head out to our friends over at Time Traveling Brewery,
Oh, yeah.
brewing out there in Estacada. If you're up here in the Pacific Northwest, yeah, they got some good stuff. Pops actually
Go
got
there.
a chance to. He got his hands. So the owner Lonzo Taggett came in. He was hanging out with us here on Rockabilly Radio on Friday night. He brought in some growlers with him, and we had a chance to try some of them. Pops has a hold of one of them. He's holding it hostage in the fridge at the house of his Sour Patch watermelon. they literally dumped 35 pounds of Sour Patch watermelon candy into the vat.
That sounds like delicious diabetes. Like I just,
Bro, the final product is amazing.
Oh,
Okay. They're
wait.
they're one of their more higher selling beers that they have there is a Broken Spoke is what they call it, but it's an oatmeal stout.
Oh, I love those.
This guy is one of those the darker the better types of beers.
Yeah.
He passed up the Broken Spoke for the watermelon Sour Patch. If that
Yeah,
tells you
it's almost an impossible decision. What do you want? And I'll tell you what. What's
do I want to get full with my dinner, or do I want to die of diabetes? Which one goes here?
They're good. They're good.
I don't disbelieve you.
This is a type of beer that you drink more like you would a good sipping whiskey. It's that good.
I don't know if I can do that with a beer.
Right. Right. So, but they also got another one. They got a German Meitzel that they got released right now that they're only selling till the end of this month. It's a warm brew that they're doing.
Oktoberfest.
Oh,
yes.
I love warm beers.
So they're doing the warm brew. They're only selling it to the end of this month.
Oh, y'all need to shut the hell up.
And then they're shutting it down, and they're going to let it finish aging all the way up until Oktoberfest.
Ooh.
And then they're going to freaking fire that bad boy up. So, oh, yeah, it's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be quite tasty. It's already tasty as it is right now.
Well,
especially when it's at an 8.4 already.
Well, if anyone decides to go there, they could always, go over to our other buddies and get some merch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
I was going to say, speaking of local Northwest companies that have a national brand, go over to our website, backwoodsvets.com, and hit up our friends over at Amerigun Swag Company.
Yep.
Exactly.
So scroll on down, click on the link, get you some cool 2A swag, whether it's a t-shirt, a hoodie, cool ball cap, some beanies, or if you want, you can get you some cool decals and stickers over there, to show off your Amerigun pride, whether you're from, whether you're Oregonian or from Washington, AR-15 ONA, Alaskan, Kentucky, and a whole lot more. And they're coming up with new ones all the time over there. And for your ladies, oh yes, they also got some cool bullet jewelry over there as well.
It's pretty flashy.
It is pretty flashy. And if you want, over there on their site too, if you go through our website there at Backwoods Vets, they also got our cool little friggin' PVC morale patches. Like if you're watching the feed, like the one I got on my hat right
Nice
here.
patches.
Yeah. And they're pretty heavy duty. So get those while they're hot, while we got them. So, and Mariah says, I have smelled the beers and they have different smells. Oh, yeah. But anyhow, so again, that's going over to our website, backwoodsvets.com. Click on the Amerigun Swag Company link and go buy you some merch. And every purchase that you make over there, a little bit of that comes back to us here at the station. Help keep the lights on, keep the bills paid, and you get some cool stuff. So anyhow, with that being said, oh yes, and right quick, Vet Revolt Radio says, oh yeah, before I forget, at Dean Cerny's compound, Labor Day weekend, September 1st through 4th, huge get together of roasting our good buddy Minnie. So apparently they're doing a host roast.
All right.
Over there, live on air that weekend, and they're trying to get.
They want everybody there. It looks
they
like
they want yours truly to fly out there for the event, because that's out there in Western PA.
Yeah, it looks like they want everybody there.
So I'm trying to talk Miss Mariah into letting me go, but consider the fact it is over Labor Day weekend. That's usually camp out weekend.
True.
For scouting for deer season. Yeah, that's a tough sale.
Yeah, there's some there's some work that needs to be done.
We'll figure it out. By God, we'll figure something out. So anyhow, gentlemen,
all right.
Since we're up against the clock,
well, I guess we're up against the clock again tonight. But I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We had quite some controversial subjects for topics tonight, and I hope that you guys all send your comments in. If you think of anything over the week, we'll be back same time next week. And we'll be looking forward to talking to all of you and seeing you. So bye-bye. God bless.
Learn to think about shit and stand from a position of fuck you.
All right, guys. And I'll talk to you on Wednesday night, right back here for another episode of the Hump Day Hangover. I promise I'll be here this time. So, all right, guys, have yourselves a good one. We're gone.